That's crazy. So you apologize, you did all that, and so now you came, you done left from that situation. You over here now. Are you planning on going back to Brazil?
No, not. It'll be next year if I do go back.
Okay.
Now, did she? Because somebody said she deleted some tweets. Did she threaten you, or did she try to insinuate that somebody should do something to you?
Yeah. She was like, "Who is this YouTuber guy? Doesn't he know we got a congressman knocked off last year? Let's go after him next." I screenshotted that. I got all that saved. I emailed that to several people. That's not going away.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what. And she claimed that. Oh, I was talking about. I meant he lost his job.
Yeah,
and
knocked off.
We know that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that was lost in translation. I
no.
Exactly what she was saying.
Because she would have said that.
Was starting to threaten you, right?
Yeah.
Dang, man. So did that put a bad taste, or did that change your view on Brazil? Because like I say all the time, like you were like champion in Brazil. I was like, it's ironic because it's like you love Brazil, like that was your spot.
Yeah.
So like, how do you feel about it now?
I'm not gonna generalize them all like those people, but I still think that's like a great place. You know, those people are still great. I think that minority just disgusted the hell out of it for me, where it's like, I don't even want to. I can't look at y'all the same no more. But I know it's not all y'all, but man, it's chicks I knew for months, you know, that I had dated, slept with, and they're running along. I'm like, what? I'm like, I know you. You mean to tell me you going along with that too? Like, oh, that's why I say it's a Me Too culture. That's a Me Too situation. Like, you got people that know you're not some sort of trafficker, like they were. That is so crazy.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
Yeah, and they said, you got trafficking from there? Like,
Come on now. But you know, with the internet, it's like kind of like this unregulated world where you can kind of just say whatever you want to say, or you feel like you can say whatever you want to say. And it's like, even to the point that you're lying on people, it's like you can give your opinion as far as you want to joke or you want to give your opinion on what somebody else is doing, but when you start making up false just allegations, calling somebody traffic, like those are serious allegations. You can't just say that about somebody. You know what I'm
those
saying?
are horrible allegations. Those people are bad people.
yeah, bad.
And people are so silly, man. They don't even understand what the definition of sex trafficking is. Sex traffickers are like pimps and stuff like that. People that have, boarding houses, and it's like a system behind it.
It's people that are making money.
Right, people that
not
are making
not spending money on
right.
it.
Because let's be honest, it is legal in Brazil.
It is legal.
Yeah.
Not that you would participate in it, but I'm saying it's legal.
It's
legal.
legal.
Industry.
Yeah. I mean, people in that country participate in it.
Right.
Yeah. That trafficking is, harboring, transporting, selling. Well, who was I transporting? I didn't even have a car. You know what? Who was I going to transport?
So, feminism in America, feminine in Brazil. Like, what's the difference? Is it more hardcore in America, or are they trying to copycat the American feminism culture, or they have their own little separate feminism out there in Brazil?
I think feminism in Brazil is on light mode. It's like still beginner. Like, they're not so hardcore like American women where they're trying to make a way for them to have babies without men. I don't think they're doing that in Brazil. That's why I liked it. I mean, I knew it was there, but they were still very feminine compared to what I was used to back home. But nobody has Thailand beat with that now that I see that. I didn't have anybody grocery shop or cook in Brazil. Actually, I had one person cook, two people, but I had the second person said, I'm not gonna do this all the time.
You know what? That's funny you say that, man, because when I was in Brazil, and people always asking me why I kind of prefer Colombian women a little bit, because I was like, when I was in Brazil, I had a woman cook for me one time. Well, that was kind of a normal thing in Colombia. If she's there, she's gonna say, "You hungry?" Like, let's go grocery shopping. Let's get some food. Let's cook.
Yeah, I had a couple in Brazil, but yeah, I definitely think they are a little bit more, on they do kind of fall on average more on the American kind of side of the spectrum as far when it comes to the traditionalism. But I guess that will also depend on where you at too, because I mean, you hanging around Rio, these are still practically tourist zones. You know, if you went somewhere in the middle of nowhere, it might be different. But
as a matter of fact, you remember, I think it might be my first week in Brazil, and we all went out and met some chicks on the beach, and we had a discussion. She was like, she doesn't cook at all, and you was like, that's a deal breaker. And she was like,
you remember when we were talking about the chick I was going back and forth with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a whole. It was at a whole table. It was like a whole debate, and she was getting mad at me because I was like, that's cool. I was like, you don't gotta cook, but that's cool. I'm just not gonna talk to you.
Exactly.
But why? But it's the whole but why? But why? I'm like, what you mean? Like,
right, yeah. So it's a deal breaker. You telling me we got to go out to eat every time, or all the cooking is on me if we're in a relationship?
I feel like man, we both got the rights to, you know what I'm saying, what we want. So if you don't want to cook, that's cool. You have the right to not do that, and I have the right to not talk to you.
That's just as powerful as a man saying he doesn't want to work. You can't get mad at that woman for not wanting to be with you.
Yeah, facts.
You can't get mad at me if I don't want to be with you.
Facts.
Right?
Exactly. Facts. I mean, people got they do. You can't force somebody to be okay with what you want to provide. You know what I'm saying? You got to find somebody that's okay with where y'all at on the even playing field. So.
That's facts. So Fox News, tell us about that. What was the name of that show?
Isaiah Show, Fox 26 in Houston.
Okay. So who contacted you? Did they reach out to you, or you had to reach out to them? Because they did a story about you first, and it was one-sided.
Yeah.
Right. And then we find out later that one of the women was the OnlyFans model.
And she pushed provided false information too. Like she said, "Oh, I saw the video of him on the beach. Are you gonna have sexual intercourse with me?" I said, "I didn't even say the word sex or intercourse."
The videos of him going like, "Hey, you would have sexual intercourse with me tonight, right?" And she's saying, "Yes." They about to really get a lick on him. That's what's really about to happen. Because I also saw some of the women from overseas saying, "Yeah, we're just trying to get a lick." You know, they also came out saying, "We know these passport bros. They not new."
It seemed like he just got some pretty women to be on the show, honestly speaking, because it seemed like they wasn't really aware
of the situation. They just giving their opinion on it.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the, I don't know who it was. It was some woman that contacted me, but it wasn't either one of them in the video. Okay. Like she was like, you know,
sister probably.
Yeah, I think so. Cause she reached out after I did the interview, like, keep in contact with us. We want to hear more about your, living overseas and all that. So, I think he was doing his job though, cause he did call us Johns, and we were buying women and.
The controversial community of passport bros continues to grow around the country. There's a private Facebook group with more than 10,000 members. Now, the group is known for a bit more than just traveling. Some guys make it their mission to fly around the world, meet more submissive women, and have sex.
Then he threw my group on the
that dude did not know what he was talking about.
Passport Bros has over 10,000 members on Facebook.
Yeah, I see. I heard that.
And it's funny because, I mean, by them saying all that, the membership rate just has exploded.
Yeah.
It exploded. We had I think we got probably 700 people trying to get in the group now. We already let 5,000 in.
And it's crazy because it's like most of these people on these shows and all this stuff, they all talking from the States for the most part. And it's like, it's kind of hard going back and forth with people that don't know what they're talking about, because it's like, you're going to tell us about living overseas when I've been living overseas out the country for a couple years now. You've been gone for a few years, multiple countries, multiple different countries, but you're going to tell me about what's going on overseas when you've maybe spent a month overseas probably your entire life.
That's facts.
That's what it is. That's the truth. And it's like you were saying earlier, like stats will show you that most of these people have never been anywhere.
Yeah, there was a chick going back and forth, one of my followers on Twitter, and she's like, I've been outside the country. I've been to 3 countries. I've been to Asia, Thailand, and South Korea.
Right, like, okay.
I said, okay, so that's 2, because both of those are in Asia.
Right,
so
right.
I know you've
been to 2 countries.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Where was okay, you got your Asian stamp in your passport. Okay.
Right.
Let me know where I can get one too.
Man, I tell the people to name one national monument in most of these countries they talk about. They probably never even heard of anything that's going on.
That's true.
Tell them to point to the country on the map.
Exactly.
The geography.
When he brought you on, do you feel like, because I mean, it was a great interview from what I saw. Do you feel like he was fair with some of the questions that he posed to you?
Yeah, I think he did his job with the two women at first, and then with me, he just allowed me to speak. A lot of people thought he was sending me a few curveball questions. I didn't really see that. And if he did, I just like, he's just doing his job, because he didn't have that same energy that he had in that first video.
Yeah, when he was on there. That's
You know,
usually
he
how
called
dudes
it
like
John.
that. That's usually how dudes like that work.
Yeah, he called it John, and he got on there and he asked me, "Have you ever paid?" And I was like, "No." And he just stopped for like a whole 10 seconds and just looked at me to see if my face is gonna change.
Have you ever, at any point in dating some of the women outside of the United States, given them money?
For food.
But it wouldn't be, in your opinion, exchange for the actual act of sex.
No.
Yeah.
Have you ever paid?
Right.
Have you ever paid?
That's the funny thing, because in America, we all know.
Have you ever
America
paid?
as well.
Exactly.
It
Have
goes
you
on
ever
in
paid?
every country, whether it be up front or behind the scenes, but it goes on. And we even got movies about pimps. Like, we have like a fantasy pimp culture, not culture, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you got documentaries, movies, characters, characterizations of pimps. So
yeah, man. And what our culture in America, it's like we got so much crazy stuff that we celebrate and that we prop up with movies and all this type of stuff that it's like, who are we really to judge anybody on what they doing?
exactly.
Yeah. The OnlyFans model that was on there, she's participating in that as well. She's a trafficker.
Technically speaking, yeah,
You know,
she's selling
OnlyFans,
sex.
But this is a worldwide thing. That's what's killing me, because it's like people are acting like it's only happening in one place. Like you could go to Vegas. It's like everybody acting like whatever major city you living in or whatever city you living in, it's not a couple blocks you can go to do some crazy stuff. Now you may choose to do that or to not do that, but let's not act like this type of stuff is only available overseas. Like, come on now. Like there's 3-4 blocks in every city in America where some.
Yeah. The OnlyFans model that was on there, she's participating in that as well. She's a trafficker.
Technically speaking, yeah, she's selling sex.
But this is a worldwide thing. That's what's killing me, because it's like people are acting like it's only happening in one place. Like you could go to Vegas. It's like everybody's acting like whatever major city you living in or whatever city you living in, it's not a couple blocks you can go to do some crazy stuff. Now you may choose to do that or to not do that, but let's not act like this type of stuff is only available overseas. Like, come on now. Like there's 3-4 blocks in every city in America where something strange for a piece of change is happening.
It's funny because like right after that interview you did, I think I saw on the same little news channel, Fox News Houston, it was like a big sting where they were setting up guys in some type of house or something like that, and they arrested everybody. So I'm like, yeah, that's prostitution right there, right in Houston.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It happens everywhere.
What's good, family? Make sure to check out the official Passport Bros merch store.